This season of The Intersection could not have been made without Google. More specifically, Google Docs, Google Mail, Google Maps, Google Scholar, Google News, Google Books, Google's YouTube, Google Bikes, and Google Search. These products were integral to the production of this podcast. But to be clear, I received no financial support from Google. In fact, they refused to talk to me. The views expressed by their employees and subcontractors are their own and do not represent the views of Google. And now, a new episode of The Intersection. Maybe you remember it, maybe you don't. But in the last episode, there was a moment. I was talking to Rob Graham, who owns the Sports Page bar right on the corner.
I gotta tell you something.
He asked me to turn the recorder off. There was something he wanted to tell me about his new landlord, Google. Off the record. Then, right before Christmas, I got this message.
Hey, David, good morning. This is Rob Graham over at the Sports Page down at the Intersection. Give me a call and get an opportunity. Thanks.
I knew immediately. He's ready to talk. Welcome back to The Intersection. So what's it like to deal with one of the richest, most powerful companies in the world? What's it like to negotiate with Google when you have something they want? That's what I'm thinking as I arrive at Rob Graham's house near the base of Sutro Tower in San Francisco.
It's okay. Come on in, Dave.
Hi, buddy.
How's it going, kiddo?
Good. How you doing? Good to see you. You called this morning for what reason?
When you started this, 4 buildings were on the corner of the intersection. You can see already they're not all there anymore. So things change very fast.
The building that once housed Overtime Fitness has been leveled. Now it's a massive dirt lot dotted with tractors and various pieces of construction equipment. Soon, it will be a 200-room business hotel. But that's just the beginning.
Google wants to build their Apple spaceship on North Bayshore.
And that's why they spent more than $12 million for the bar's ramshackle building and the third of an acre it sits on.
It was an old private home, belonged to the Googzilla family. My understanding is they bought it in the 40s after one of the family came back from Second World War. You know, it was operated as a bar. It was the Mountain View Beer Garden before us. So it's been there a long, long time. The only reason it's been sold now is that the landlord, the person that I dealt with for all those years, 20 odd years, his name was Steve Googzilla, an absolute gentleman, lovely, lovely man. Unfortunately, he passed away. And his kids turned around and sold it immediately. Whole different world.
Now that Google is his landlord, Rob worries about the future of his bar.
Since they acquired the property, they also asked me to give up half the time I have left, remaining on the lease.
Legally, he doesn't have to leave until the last day of his lease in 2023. But he's playing the long game.
We don't want to see this disappear. A lot of our staff have been there 10, 20 years, some of them, a long time. They're ready to take over from when the time comes, because it would be a fabulous thing to do. Maybe we get another 40 or 50 years out of it. So that's why this isn't a money thing. This isn't about give me a check and I'll go away. You want to build on the land that you own, that's great. Except I own the rights to the land for the next 5.5 years. It's a little bit of leverage, but leverage is only important if you intend to screw somebody or give them a hard time. That's not what we're looking to do here. I don't want to fight. You don't fight Godzilla, You run and hide from Godzilla, or you feed Godzilla and keep him happy, one way or the other.
Especially if Godzilla has leverage of its own. You see, how Google and the Sports Page got to this juncture is a bit complicated.
This whole thing started about 2 years ago. Google was in competition to get the buildable space on the North Bayshore because they had their own desire to build their flagship.
The city council solicited proposals for what could be built there. Google, LinkedIn, and a host of real estate developers presented competing plans.
LinkedIn won that competition to acquire the land. The first immediate changes were and this is before the deal closed, LinkedIn very quickly pointed out to me that I was now, because I have what's called a triple net lease, and for those who don't know what a triple net is, I'm responsible for everything. I pay all the bills, I pay all the property tax, I pay all the maintenance, I pay all the utility, I pay everything, which I've always known that. It's never been a problem with doing that. But property tax becomes an issue when they sell the property for mega millions. All of a sudden, technically, I'm on the hook for a lot of money. It could be